Okay, just bear with me for a second. Just going to do something here. Okay, so I have pinned the message on YouTube, and I put the link up there in the chat box on StreamYard here. Now, this is as totally unorganized, not advertised or anything like that. It's just, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to share a thought. The thought is lies, stupidity. I never represent myself to people as anything other than what I am. And I can't stand the fact that Boss Hog, Brian Granville Smith in Tallabomba Hole, is happy, keen, and eager to tell the entire internet absolute rubbish about what and who he is. I'm sorry, to me it's mind-boggling. I just don't understand it. How that man can sit there and lie through his teeth to an internet audience. But you see, that's it. This is the way our world has gone. Look, on Wednesday of next week, I'm going to be 67 years of age. Now, I've worked hard all my life to enjoy what I've got now. And I am so lucky, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to skite or what do you call it, boast. I own my own home. I own late model vehicles. I own a caravan. I own properties in the Philippines. I've got money in the bank. I worked. I worked. I did not abuse my situation in my home country and flee to a third world country, as has Boss Hog. And that is my only reason for being against the guy. Look, those that are watching us know that I supported him for 3 years before he managed to decide that money was more important than loyalty of his followers. If he had stuck with the loyalty of his followers watching his videos every week, he would now be making $1 million. He wouldn't have 41,000 subscribers. He'd have 41 million subscribers. But he got greedy. He got greedy and started asking for money. And I was stupid enough to get involved in that. I was stupid enough after those years of supporting him to send him money. And as soon as I did, he showed his true colors of how he's always been in his life, bought up and just crapped all over me. Well, that's fine. But you see, his biggest problem was he didn't realize who I was and that I don't accept that sort of stuff, and I fought back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing about this restaurant in Bohol is an absolute travesty. There is no restaurant in Bohol. He's kitted out a building on somebody else's money and turned around without a shred of proof and says, I'm making a fortune. But we haven't seen any evidence to prove that. Not one evidential piece of video or anything to prove that, because it's a joke. Now, the guy has turned around. This filthy, disgusting, unkempt creep from a slum that he's lived in for 7 years, that he hasn't had the wherewithal or the gall or the balls to improve, and he's telling us that he now has the #1 takeaway outlet on the island of Bohol. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody out there that can sit down and go along with that, or feel comfortable in believing that, has to be a dyed-in-the-wool moron. He turns around and says that his particular menu, according to tacos, this is not an Australian thing. We're not into that sort of food style here. But he says that his tacos outdo all the taco franchises and taco dealers, including Taco Bell, in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, this failed criminal running from justice and his debts in Chico, California and Las Vegas, Nevada, who is now resident in Chalabon, Bohol, is telling the world on the internet that his slop house exceeds the food ratings and standards to the public of major worldwide multi-billion-dollar corporation food outlets after 1 week of operation. Yet not one credible shred of evidence to prove it. The absolute gall of this person is beyond a joke. I'm hoping the next week where my subscriber, who's going to be in Chalabon and is going to go to that intersection and send me video evidence of what's going on there, and I'll be able to put that up on video. Now, he says that his restaurant, sorry, lady, I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm in a lot of pain at the moment, and I've got restricted movement. I know it doesn't look like it, but trust me, it is the truth. I'm struggling through this. I'm not the kind of guy to complain. But I am in pain at the moment, and my shoulder is killing me. Left-hand side works pretty well. Right-hand side is very hard to and the back of my neck, oh my God, you've got no idea, ladies and gentlemen. Now, today, I will be honest with you, this afternoon, I've got, these are the tablets that I take. Now, these are basically, ladies and gentlemen, these are basically morphine in tablet form. This is what I'm surviving on, as you can see here, endo. So I just got this prescription filled today for this packet. I go to bed at night, and as you know, and I showed you recently in a video that I have this amazingly incredible new hospital bed, complete hospital function bed with up, down, back, front, sideways. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how grateful I am to the elderly lady who donated that to me. Yes, I could have afforded to go out and buy one. But when that came up, it was kind of like, it really was. It was karma. It was karma. And so what's happened, I was earmarking $3,500 to buy a bed like that. So what I've done, ladies and gentlemen, I've said to myself, it's $3,500 that I haven't had to spend. So that's $3,500. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just calculate here. So I'm going to go 3,500. And now, the dollar in Australia at the moment, unfortunately, is not that high. It's only 37 per peso. So for each Australian dollar, we're only getting 37 pesos. So I'm going to time that by, let me do this again. Oh, hang on, sorry. My God. 3,500 times 37 equals 129,500. So I've saved in Philippines money 135,700 pesos. I think that's a reasonable amount of money in the Philippines, and anybody in the Philippines would know that that is. And what I'm going to do with that money is organize that for an impoverished family. Luckily, through my contacts and through the people I know where that money is going to go. And I will bring you video of what that money does for that family and how it takes them from where they are now. Now, you don't know anything about this, but I do. And how that takes them from the dire situation they're in to something that you and I can at least say, well, that's livable. See, that's the difference between me and the supporters of the Brian Smith of Foreigner Farming in the Philippines channel. I actually look after people in the Philippines. I actually contribute to their well-being. I actually am concerned about looking after their ongoing welfare and their family availability to progress. That's the difference between me and them. You never, ever once hear of Brian Smith saying, well, there's an impoverished kid down the road that's really smart, top of the class, but the family are very poor and can't afford to send her to high school. Well, as you all know, I sent and helped send a young guy through high school recently. We're now in the process of assisting another young person in Cebu through their university years, and I couldn't be happier. You see, knowledge is not only power, it's wealth. And if you can give a person in the Philippines the position where they have an availability to get an education, you help their entire barangay. You help their entire neighborhood, barangay, neighborhood, whatever. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be a part of that. I am proud to be in a position where I can offer some kind of help to a person in the Philippines who otherwise could not access that kind of assistance. I don't make a big song and dance about it. I don't ask for anything to come my way for it. The Australian dollar does well in the Philippines, even though it's a hell of a lot less than the American dollar. It's a hell of a lot less than the British pound, but it's still a big contribution to the local people. And I'm more than happy to be able to be a part of that. Being nice and generous costs nothing. Costs nothing. Costs me nothing to help these people. And anybody out there who says to themselves, I want to contribute towards a greater cause, you can do it yourself. There's many ways on the internet that you can find out how to look after impoverished and underprivileged Filipinos. I will tell you now, don't, under any circumstances, donate to all the major charities over there, because they just take it and put it in their own pocket. I suggest you find small, well, give me a call and I'll put you on to people. Give me a call and I'll put you on to people. Email me on meadg69@gmail.com. If you feel that you want to help somebody in the Philippines, give me a call. MEAD, I'll write it there. I'll let me post it up here. And say MEADG69@gmail.com. I'll post it up here. I'll put it up here now. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And I will put you on to genuine, decent people in the Philippines. If you feel that you have a couple of dollars to spare to help people that, look, they have nothing. They have nothing. I've got a comment here from a guy I've never heard of before, which is really cool, but Mike Smash. Well, Mike, that's an interesting finger. God bless you, mate. Well, thank you very much, Mike. Johnny, look, you got no idea. Johnny is a great guy. He is an amazing bloke that is very, very influential and helpful in Thailand, not only with his family, but with the local community. Johnny Siam, who lives in Victoria here in Australia, is a regular visitor to Thailand. His wife's Thai. He's a lovely guy. Yeah, a bit controversial, a bit outspoken, but Johnny Siam is genuine. He's real. I'm proud that he's a friend of mine. I'm proud that he supports me on what he does. So thank you, Mike Smash. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. I don't know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Since I've had my channel, I've been the victim of a number of I don't know, if I want to go to the extreme, I can call it hate attacks. For some reason or other, my phone, my Facebook and are jammed and blocked. My landline, I can't use it. It's just that simple. I can't use it. It just doesn't work. And when people try to call me, nothing works. So I get really annoyed that this is how things work, because I have a YouTube channel. The fact that people who are connected to Brian Granville Smith of Bohol, who feel it necessary to do those kind of harmful deeds to me, just goes to show how seedy and underhanded and how criminal and how low life they really are. Well, I've worked my way over that. I've worked my way over that. But ladies and gentlemen, like I say, go back to the lies of Brian Smith, the absolute lies and bullshit of Brian Smith about the success of this so-called slop house that he's running without any proof of occupancy. Not one customer ever. Now, like I say, there's nothing to stop him walking through that place with his camera down to the floor showing people's feet on the ground. He was quite happy in the build-up to opening this joint when he went to all these different places to buy all the different products and everything to show everything. But then he says he can't show it in his own videos. Wow. How amazingly insular is that? He said that he will not be making many videos. Well, that means that what's happened to a foreigner farming in the Philippines? Well, he's not. That channel now ceases to exist because there's no more foreigner farming in the Philippines. He's admitted his farming has failed. He's admitted his fish ponds have failed. He's admitted all that. So that's gone. On his leased property, not an owned property, ladies and gentlemen, his leased property. The lies of that complete scumbag, grifting, Chico, Californian asshole that he tells you and continually tells you, but then gets caught up, is beyond me. The Grim Reaper, who has turned out to be a great friend of the channel. Welcome. I hope that you enjoy time home on Australian soil soon. We'll catch up with you. Michael, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Young from the Garden of Kent in England. Michael, welcome. Kumasta. As you know, this is StreamYard. You're more than welcome. Let me just do this again. Hang on a sec. Michael has been an amazing, supporter of this channel. And I always love to have a chat with him and see him here on the channel. Michael, I would be extremely happy if you would join us as you normally do. I'd love to have a chat with you. So there you go, folks. Like I say, this was an off the bat live stream tonight. I'm starting to feel. It's been several hours since I had an endone painkiller for this. Michael, please click the link. More than happy for you to come in on the panel. More than happy. Grim Reaper, if you look at things since we chatted last, you are actually a managing moderator on the channel. God, this is really starting to get sore. I simply want people out there to know what a lying, manipulative piece of shit Brian Smith is. That's my only objective. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Young. Michael, how are you, mate?
Morning, Jeff. Pretty good.
Fabulous to see you again, mate. Look, I didn't warn you that I was coming on tonight. It was a spontaneous thing. How are things in your part of the world in the Garden of Kent in England? How are you doing, mate?
Well, I'm doing okay. Could be doing better. We'll be doing better when we get rid of that dickhead Starmer as PM. He's a complete pillock.
Now, those of us on the channel know that over the years you've had some heart trouble and you've had a pacemaker and everything. How is all that going for you, mate? Is everything progressing great with your medical situation?
I'm still waiting for the pacemaker. I've still got the monitor plugged in there, which I have to download every month. And of course, still not allowed to drive, not even allowed to ride my bicycle on the road. And of course, every time you try to get hold of the doctor to say, look, it's been over a year now, I've had no collapses, no passing out. Can I drive? You can never get hold of the git. They're probably all busy doing private work. You know, it is what it is. We're getting by. I'm still at work, still surviving.
Oh, that's great. Mate, I'm so glad because, listen, you know, like you're English, I'm Australian. This is YouTube, and you know, there's a lot of drama involved, but I really appreciate the fact that I met you, that you continually support the channel. I know I'm a toxic sort of guy and all the rest of it, but Michael, having you in the background all the time has been a real pleasure, and I just want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome, Jeff. I will always stand with a good man, and anyone that says you're not is full of shit.
Wow. Selamat dong.
You're welcome.
Now, I have some plans about returning to Cebu very shortly. What's happened, Michael, I don't know if you're aware, but we have an airline down here which is a subsidiary. It's a discount subsidiary of Qantas called Jetstar, and they now have Jetstar Asia, and they are now providing direct flights from Brisbane to Cebu. Straight, boom, done. You know, now that is amazing. It doesn't start until December this year, but that is going to be, and they're only going to be 3 flights a week to start off with, but they're going to be booked out insane. Direct from Brisbane to Cebu. You don't have to go through Hong Kong, Manila, or Singapore. Brisbane, Cebu, mate. $380 return. I can go over there for the weekend, for God's sake. Yeah, so we're very lucky, Michael. And I'm just wondering.
My flight to the Philippines.
Yeah, well, where you are, obviously you have to get from Kent to an international airport. Where's your nearest international airport from Kent?
Well, Heathrow and Gatwick are both about the same.
And then to get to the Philippines, you can't fly. Can you fly direct to Manila, or do you have to go through another country first?
No, you can fly direct to Manila, but then again, you then I'd be changing at Manila Airport for a flight to Davao, and I don't really want to go to Manila Airport. I've been there twice.
Well, here's the lucky. Yeah, we can fly from Brisbane. We can fly Brisbane, Singapore, Davao. That's what I did last time when I went to see Will and Chick down in Davao. But I mean, it's a pain in the ass. But now, when this starts in December, I mean, they're going to be so overbooked. I can see. I tell you what, I reckon that the first lot they'll be fighting their eyes out because they'll be so overbooked. Oh, now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just got to say, Robert's not with me at the moment. He's downtown, and I'll give you an idea what Robert's doing. Right now, at the moment, we have the casino truck show on, and we have a parade of over 500 prime movers and their trailers and road trains coming through Casino. Casino at the moment is Truck City. It's the largest truck show in the Southern Hemisphere. And here's a comment from Robert. So thank you, Robert. I thought now he's right into this sort of stuff. I haven't seen Robert for a while, but he's at the truck show and he's got a message for Michael here. So yeah, lady and gentlemen, Robert is doing really well. What happened? I'll give you some background, and this is a personal story which I really like. Robert really worked his ass off to get a job here when he first came over. And now remember, the guy was he 60 years of age. So at 60 years of age, pretty hard to get a job. You know, there's a lot of discrimination. But anyway, he got a job at a local firm. And his bosses love the shit out of him. He's really working hard. He's really doing well. Now, I will admit, and I'll tell you, Rob had a really bad time about 2 weeks ago. He got really crook. He caught the Aussie lurgy, the flu, the whatever you want to call it. And it knocked the shit out of him. So much so that he actually had 5 days off work. He was off the whole week, flat on his back, decked out like you wouldn't believe. But he got over it, and you know he's back to work now. And he said to me, Jeff, he said, "You're right, mate." He said, "Everything's bigger in Australia." He said, "I've had the flu many times in New Zealand, but he said I have never ever had the flu like I've had it in Australia. It bloody now knocked me. Well, it did. It knocked me over." So Robert's doing really well, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the move forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the Philippines very shortly. Michael, you had a trip, like you've been back earlier than me. When's your next plan for a trip back to the Philippines, or not? What do you think?
This October.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I will be there for the entire month of October.
Yep.
And hopefully, with a bit of luck, the Mamsab will be coming back home with me.
Oh, well, mate, my best wishes for that. That will be fantastic. Anything I can do to help? Anything that the viewers can do to, I mean, I don't know, mate, look, I wish you all the best. I'm one of these guys that likes to think ahead and help out, you know, like, I know it sounds silly, but is there anything we can all as a group do to help make that happen?
No, we've got pretty much everything in hand at the moment. It's just hurry up and wait as usual with the bloody British politicians, government and civil service.
Well, I was looking at some things today, and as you all know, I have a really great mate in Cebu, Gerson, who looks after me and is my driver and guide and interpreter, and he does everything for me, and he saves me a fortune. And I haven't seen him for a while. So what I did, I love my little calculator. So I'll do it again here. I got $500 Australian. Now, so I multiplied that by 37, which is roughly the rate that we're getting at the moment, 37 pesos to the Australian dollar. So that equals, let me have a look. Where am I? 18,500. So what I thought, well, that's a bit of a Mickey Mouse. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. That's a bit of a Mickey Mouse number. So what I did, I went to 20,000 divided by 37. And that comes out to $545. So I was $45 out. So on Monday, I'm going to send Gerson 20,000 pesos for his family. Why? Because I can. And that's what I do. Because, look, you know, Michael, you live in a lovely home and you've got warmth and comfort and food in the fridge and food in your pantry, and you've got a bed to sleep in and a car to drive, and you know what I mean? But this guy, he's a hardworking battler with a young family trying to survive in a poor area of the Philippines, and he's got nothing. And I said to myself, I looked at my bank and I thought, well, hang on, I can do this. So on Monday, that's what I'm going to do. And that is going to make a lifetime of difference to him. When was the last time anybody on this channel heard Boss Hog say that he did anything for anybody but himself? That's why I'm so vocal against him. He's all for himself. He's not for anybody but Brian Granville Smith. If Brian Granville Smith is not in the picture, he's not interested. Brian Granville Smith is the world or get lost. Well, I'm sorry, you thieving scumbag, cheating, lying piece of shit. You're useless hole of a slop house until you can prove to us. Walk through when all the tables are full. Why is it that on all the tables, none of the condiments have been opened? Michael, I don't know. Did you pick that up when he did the video saying how successful it was? Not one of the sauce bottles had been opened.
Well, that's obviously because nobody's been there.
Yeah, nobody's been there. Not one person. And he said that they're constantly, full of customers and all the rest of it. But on the 2 videos that he made to tell us that, not one customer. On the video about the ballot buying box, not one customer. I'm sorry, do we have to sit there and listen like idiots to his bullshit? And the thing is, what's going to happen to this fool when he turns around and says, well, his slop house restaurant, I mean, it's a slop house. It's as simple as that. Is different to the content from the vlog of the farm. Well, he's told us that's all finished. That's all dead. That's all gone. So where does he go from here? But we know 100%, he's told us over the years that his only income is the YouTube channel. If anybody out there can turn around and tell me that fool, that fat, dirty, scruffy, smelly slob has opened a burger joint that is the best burger joint in the entire island of Bohol, I will eat shit and die. The absolute gall of that man to make that statement, the absolute cheek and hubris of that man to make a statement like that is beyond a joke. What do you reckon, Michael?
Well, personally myself, I would never buy anything to eat from his restaurant. One, I don't want to end up with galloping gunginitis. There's absolutely no way he can be serving food that is safe to eat. And as for chock-a-block full all the time, bullshit artist, he's nothing but a lying, fat, bottom-feeding parasite.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much, Robert. Appreciate that. You have a great time at the truck show. I know you're interested in but give me a yell sometime. I haven't seen you for a while, so come on up anytime. Look, I am utterly, I don't know the word. It is absolutely dismaying to see that he can put those videos up to talk the rubbish that he's talking about this place and to get the number of people that he's got to sit there and congratulate him on a sheer fantasy. Now, I can't wait till next week when this certain subscriber of mine, like I was talking about it in a video that I posted earlier before I made this live stream. He's going over there. He'll be there next week. And he's promised that he'll take me, he'll take a video from across the street or around blah, 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 and send it to me. So we'll be able to see next week exactly the truth about Boss Hog and his jam-packed customer after customer restaurant that for some reason or other in the videos that he puts up, they're not there. And Robert, I until I get bona fide proof, I don't believe it. Do you believe it? Do you believe that that place is running hell for leather? I don't. What are your thoughts?
The only way he'll ever get a crowd in there is if he pays them like he paid them women at the market to crowd around when he turned up with his squash.
The other thing, now, you know the Philippines. I know the Philippines. How many Filipinos buy tacos?
None that I'm aware of.
Well, exactly. And he's carrying on like he's changed the Filipino mindset to take away food and Telebon from rice and fish to American tacos. Well, I'm sorry. There is no way that's happening. But if you look at his last video, the ballot buying box business, where he's telling everybody that he's going to be selling tacos to Filipinos. Now, I've spoken to all my Filipino contingent here. There's over 60 grown men Filipinos working here. I was speaking to half a dozen of them today saying, hey, come on, let's go down and have a taco. And they're all going, oh, they're looking at me and they're going, because they don't want to argue. I'm Jeff. I'm the white man. I'm the boss sort of thing. I'm Kuya. And they're all looking at me and they go, Kuya, what are you talking about?
What is that?
Yeah, and I'm going tacos, and they go, what's that? And so I tell them that it's a U-shaped biscuit crust thing with kind of like meat and vegetable stuffed inside it. And they all look at me and they go, no. Now, I'm a member of a Filipino community who live here. I constantly am at the houses of all the Filipinos that we've got here. Like we have now, after they came here and got out of the hotels and got out of the company housing, we now have over 20 Filipino independent housing units. Houses, 2, 3, 4 bedroom houses and units where they're living totally independent from the company. And I go to these houses all the time and see the guys all the time for this reason, that reason, the other reason. Not one of them cooks anything that guy is selling. So why would they buy it? Filipinos eat rice and fish. They don't eat American, Southern American shit. And it's that simple. And he can lie and crap and carry on to all his idiot followers as much as he likes. It's beyond a joke. Filipinos do not eat, and they look. He admits himself. Look at the videos, ladies and gentlemen, where he talks about what he pays his workers. 350 pesos a day is more than what he's willing to pay anybody. But he wants them to go and pay that for a burger at his slop joint. For 350 pesos, your average Filipino can buy 2 or 3 kilos of rice and couple of kilos of dried fish and feed the whole family. Not one burger and the crap that he's serving up. Are you serious? And he said that 70% of his customers are Filipino. Ladies and gentlemen, bullshit. The man is so full of crap. I can't start to begin to tell you to stop listening to this fool who is sucking you in to his pathetic lifestyle that he says he's not going to make videos about the restaurant. Well, then why did he make so many videos building up to it? Michael, I don't understand. Can you explain to me, Michael, how he put video after video after video about this restaurant and putting into the restaurant, and then he says, once the restaurant's up, I'm not going to make any more videos about it, maybe once a week. I mean, what kind of nonsensical bullshit is that? It's nuts. So if he's not going to make videos about the restaurant, why did he even tell us about it?
Makes videos about the restaurant to try and con someone else into sending him money. And undoubtedly, when this fails as a burger place, he'll be opening it up as a pizzeria or a fish and chip shop or something else and begging for more money to get it done. So then he can make another 600 videos on the new setup for his pizzeria, his fish and chip shop, his French bistro or whatever else he's going to come out with. I mean, that man's IQ is probably smaller than his bloody shoe size.
Michael, on the financial side, Boss Hog has always said, and we all know this, no budget. Now, recently, people have given us the impression, or the assumption is, people are assuming that the person who's financed all this is Philip Rizzuto. What are your thoughts? Who do you think's paying for all this? Raymond or Philip?
I don't really care. Obviously, someone that is more stupid than Boss Hog himself. I wouldn't give that man the steam off my shit.
Thank you. And if there's anybody out there that would, please come into the comments and tell us how dumb you are to give that man 1 centavo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a centavo in the Philippines is equivalent of 1/4 of 1 penny. Now, that's what Boss Hog gets every time someone clicks on one of his videos. He gets 1 centavo from YouTube. Don't bother. Don't click on him. He has admitted and come out and told everybody, because he's got nothing. He's not entitled to Social Security because he never worked. He just bludgeoned his way through whatever till the time he jumped on a plane and fled the United States in debt to come to the Philippines. He's never worked a day in his life. He bludgeoned off everybody. He leases his land. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second and let me do this again. Let me do this again. Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to tell you and I'm going to show you. Just give me a second. Michael, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, just listen to this and let me play this for you again, because people have to know. People have to understand this in the Philippines. And on the internet, what a lying sack of shit this guy really is. Now, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this as it goes, and understand how sucked in and how treated like shit you guys really are. Listen.
Can't hear anything. Turn the sound up. Not hearing anything, Jeff.
Yeah, but just really, certainly what I want the viewers to know. Okay, did everybody hear that?
No, didn't hear anything.
Sorry, you didn't. That didn't come
hear
through.
Anything.
Didn't
hear anything at all.
Oh shit! So you didn't hear the part where he said that I've got a lease on this land and I can't be booted off, and that's what I've got through Marisol. You didn't hear that?
No, but I have watched that video and I heard him say it myself.
Okay, well, that's what he put up. Lady, all you've got to do is go to his channel and look at the video yourself, where it's Brian's thoughts on land sales. It's there. I've done a video on it a couple of weeks ago. He clearly, totally states that the Behovel was leased by Marisol, and he went to a lawyer, and through a lawyer, he sublet that land off Marisol, and that's how it works. And he says it's a bitter pill for everybody to swallow, but this is the best way to do it. Hang on a sec. Look. Can you guys just wait? Just give me 2 minutes, and what I'll do, I'll go back to that video. I'll film it on my phone, and then I'll play it back on my phone in front of you guys. Out. Just give me 2 minutes. If you can all wait, and like, this is what look. The reason I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen, and the reason I want to do this and put it in your face, is to show you what a liar the guy is. An absolute filthy, disgusting liar for drama, to keep you watching his channel so that he can live off YouTube monthly income while sucking you into his lies. He doesn't own that land. He leased it. Well, Marisol did, and then he leased it back off her. That's what that video's all about. Why does everybody not want to go and listen to that and understand it? So why did he turn around recently and say, oh, I've sold part of that land to a guy in Manila who bought the plateau part? Well, no, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You can't sell land you don't own. You can't sell land that you lease. He's a liar. It's all bullshit. Has he addressed this? Has he turned around and said, oh, no, well, 6 years ago when I made the video that I leased the land, no, sorry, that's not. I mean, it's either one thing or the other. Time and time and time again, I've told you, I, myself personally, in the flesh. Boom, in the flesh. Truly, utterly. Have been to Bahal, have been to the registry of deeds, have been to the local council office, have been to everywhere that you buy and sell and pay for land. There is no document anywhere under any circumstances that says he's a Sawa. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, he's an American. He cannot own land in the Philippines. There is no 60-40 corporation. There is nothing. Not a single scrap of paperwork anywhere in his name, her maiden name, anything that says they own land in Telebon, Bahal. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how things work in the Philippines, it won't be in Cebu, it won't be in Ubay, it won't be in Kandahar, it won't be in Leyte, it won't be in Negros Occidental, it'll be in Telebon. Well, I went there and I went through every record and I paid good money for people to have a look. There is nothing in her name or his name owning land. Nothing. If you don't want to get that clear in your heads, then bury them in the sand like the morons you are. But to listen to this lying sack of shit to tell you that he owns that land and then sold off a piece, it's the same as listening to Tintin and Little Bit Rich. And if you don't understand Tintin and a Little Bit Rich, then you're even dumber than the morons and the stupid fools that I'm referring to. Because the con men and the stupidity and the lies of Tintin and Little Bit Rich are beyond fantasy. And those who know anything about this situation and anything about the story will understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, a little bit rich. Code for the money I've extorted, swindled, and stolen.
Yeah. Oh, look. You know, that was what. Look, I, ladies and gentlemen, hang on. Well, I'm going to put this up. Freight Empire rate. Look, I'm doing this because you're right. I'm not going to argue with it. I don't follow you much, but I've seen you on here for 5 years saying the same thing. Yes, you have. I totally agree with you. I've got no argument with that, and I'm happy with that. You are right. Okay? But the thing is, so am I. For 5 years, I've tried to warn people like you not to give. Now, would you give this guy money? If you've been watching me for 5 years, would you give this guy money? I think you'd think twice, right? So I thought you had a Filipino way plan for Brian. You're really consumed with the boss of all. He's not the boss of all. I thought you had a Filipino way plan for. Yeah, I have. To let Filipinos and locals know what a piece of crap he really is. So that they don't get screwed and conned and ripped off by him. Or you. Because every foreigner that goes everywhere near him, Freight Empire Radio, has walked away with their tail between their legs and a hole in their pocket. So Freight Empire Radio, thank you for your input. I appreciate it. You're welcome to comment on my channel. And your input is really good. What you've said here is really good. You don't follow me much, but you've seen it here for 5 years. How long does it take to show the world what a piece of shit really is? Because that's what he is, Freight Empire Radio. That's what he is. He's a piece of shit. Why is it taking 5 years for people to wake up? Are they just the dumb redneck thugs that we all know they are? The Stacey Dixons and the Van Turners of the world? I'm not consumed with the boss. What are you saying here? The boss of Bahal. He's no more a boss of, well, Freight Empire. I appreciate your comment. Thank you very much. But, mate, you really have to get with the story. You're welcome on the channel anytime. There's no boss of a hole under the name of Brian Smith. Yes, it has taken 5 years to make people wake up, and why aren't they? Why aren't they waking up? Freight Empire Radio, why aren't they waking up? Tony, you bloody beauty. Welcome, mate. Good to see you. And thank you, Michael. Always love to see you. Hey, Robert, still there? How's the truck show going, mate? What are you up to? They still around the street, or you're back inside, or what's going on, mate? Good to have Robert down on the ground in Casino. He's right slap bang in the middle of the truck show. It's a massive event here in Casino. The only reason I'm not down here is like the pain in my shoulder at the moment. Pretty bad. I can move around. I've taken I've got my sling here, to put my arm in, but actually I might put it back on because it gets really like it just holds my arm up and just takes the stress off. The doctors tell me that I've got to keep it on 24/7, but I can't. It's almost a torture device because it lifts my arm up, like I stand back, and like the way it holds my arm up, it sort of pushes it up into my collarbone, and I can take it for about 20 minutes at a time, and then it gets really, really hard to wear. So that's why I take it off. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, anybody that knows what a decent painkiller is, you got endo. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a mate of ours from the channel that we greatly respect and love. Let's say hello to him. Michael, have a chat with this bloke.
Meaty!
How you go?
How are you, Meaty? Michael, how are you?
Good day, Tony. Doing well.
Good to see you back again, Meaty. I thought we lost you.
Yeah, doing well, mate. Doing well.
That's all right. Keep your chin up.
Yeah, where are you? Are you back home here in Adelaide or what?
I've been back home 3 weeks now already. More. Probably I've been back about almost 4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. I was there for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a good time. It was getting a bit hot though. Tell you what, where's your dad? I was happy to come back to a bit of winter down here. And we get cold air here. I'm enjoying the cold weather. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, what happened to Meaties?
I think you might have gone off to have a leak or something.
Okay, yeah. How's Robert Kiwi? I want to see Robert Kiwi one day. Where is he? Mindanao Kiwi. Oh, I missed him. I missed his,
Apparently he's at a truck show.
He's at a what truck show?
Truck show. Having a look at all the, what do they call them? Road trains or whatever they call them.
Oh, yeah. The semi-trailers, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you there, Robert? Kiwi?
He's in
how's
the comments.
New job? Don't mention the job, but how's it going? How's the job going? Yeah. Anyway, so how's the Garden of Kent, Michael?
Yeah, okay, but it could be better. It'd be a downside if we got rid of that stupid Prime Minister.
Sorry,
Hey.
guys, I don't know what happened there.
Oh. I was
Am I
saying,
back or are we back or
yeah,
what?
you are.
Yeah,
I
you're
can hear
back.
you now.
Oh,
That was weird.
Yeah.
yeah. The
I-
comment you got from Freight Empire Radio, basically that you've been on Hog's back, blah blah blah, and you're still doing it. Yeah, but what you did achieve, you stopped a load of people being conned out of money, because when you first started, he was ripping off people left, right, and centre. Now it doesn't happen so much. Still get the occasional idiot who gets ripped off, but nowhere near the scale it was happening at before.
Well, I'm going to put this up again. So, Freight Empire Radio, I don't know who you are, don't know where you come from. This is the first time I've had any action with you. So, after 5 years of you looking, I mean, I'm surprised this is the first time you've ever made a comment or come up, but that's okay. I've got no problem with that. I'm not going to, I'm not going to censure that in any way. Thank you for your input. But the fact of the matter is, after 5 years, don't you think that it's appropriate for somebody to warn people on the internet not to give this scumbag money, not to allow him to continue his lifestyle by living off you? Because that's what it is. Like I said, every time you click on his video gets 25 centavos, which is quarter of 1 peso. Now, there was a time he was earning 200,000 pesos a month for his videos. We've knocked that down to less than 5,000 pesos. We've knocked that down from 2,000 a month to $100 a month. Less than $50, actually. Because he's a piece of shit. He's a liar, a cheat, a scammer. All he does is stand behind his camera phone, filming everybody else jumping to his tune and telling you that he's a hard-working farmer. Okay, Freight Empire Radio. Look up and show me in the 5 years that you've been following my channel, saying the same thing. Show me in those 5 years where you see one thing about Boss Hog doing any farming. He's done plenty of filming. Show me Freight Empire. Give me the date and the time and the name of the video where you've seen Boss Hog in those 5 years do any farming. Give me the name of the video, the timing and everything, and prove me wrong. Freight Empire Radio, prove me wrong. And then say to yourself, this guy, GD, who am I going to trust first? GD or Brian Granville Smith, the foreigner farming in the Philippines? Am I going to support GD who says, don't give grifting arsehole Yanks in the Philippines money? Or am I going to support GD who says, be very careful what you do with your money before you part with it? Yeah, mate, you make up your own mind. No offense intended in any way, Freight Empire Radio. Just think about what I'm saying and what my message is. You've watched it for 5 years. According to this, I don't follow you much, but I've seen you on here for 5 years saying the same thing. And I'll keep saying the same thing. He's a piece of shit. He's sucking you in to live off the grid while he does nothing for it. Does no work, puts in no effort. All he wants is your input so he can live for nothing. I've been saying that for 5 years, and I'll say it for the next 5 years. And if you don't agree with me, well, go ahead and tell me. Up to you. But if you want to support a loser like that, then, well, it's up to you. That's up to you.
Well, I know we
Hang on, I've got
videos
another
tonight,
message here. Where'd that message from Robert go? He was
he's gone to change to his iPad, or from his iPad to his phone. My favourite video of Hogs was when he fell in the ditch, when that rotten piece of wood broke under him and he fell in the ditch. I fucking fell round laughing over that one. I thought it was hilarious.
Yep. Hang on a sec. Let me I'm just playing. I've got a new screen down here with my I've got a new screen down here with
So I was waiting for the entertainment. I had a great night last night talking with truck drivers. Yeah.
Can you still hear me, Michael?
Where's everybody gone?
Hello.
Anyway, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on here. Can you still hear me, Michael?
I can hear you. Yes.
Can you see me?
No, can't see you.
Oh no! What's happened is
See you now.
StreamYard's got all sorts of new functions and buttons, and I'm like me. I don't know. You know me. I'm not tech savvy. I'm not computer smart. So I just click on all these buttons, and they're yeah. So Tony's logged out. Well, then you can't be because hang on, buddy's listening. Okay, good on you, Tony. Drop back in. Look, Tony, I'll put it back up again. Hang on a sec.
It's going rolling.
There you go, Tony. Oh, hang on. There we go. Tony, where are you? Try that again. I've got you here for some reason or other. It's just gone blank, so we'll get rid of that. Click that again, Tony, and we'll bring you back in. So no problem there. Let me refresh that. Hang on, copy. But look, ladies and gentlemen, look, my reason for this live stream tonight, which was straight out of the blue, and I apologise to everybody that I didn't advertise it, was the fact that Boss Hog has put up such some fantastically ridiculous videos stating what ridiculous success he's having with this slop house that has no customers, has nobody coming in, and he can even stand there in rush hour and open a ballot buying box and spread everything out on the tables and not one person comes in. But it's so successful and all the condiments on all the tables haven't been touched. Wow. I'm sorry. Wow. Unfreaking believable. But you see, I'm not a dumb, dyed-in-the-wool, sucker, gullible, redneck idiot willing to believe his shit. I'm a discerning sort of bloke who says, well, show us some customers. Now, the excuse is that he's not allowed to film publicly. He can walk down, he can walk around with his camera pointing at, like, instead of pointing, like he can point, and you can still see the legs. Like I say, ladies and gentlemen, you can still do that and show a place full of people, but as that's all bullshit, that's why he hasn't done it. How long and how many times do people have to be fed crap before they rub their noses in it and realize this is crap? Well, it seems like when you're dealing with Boss Hogg, it's every day of the week. He's lied and cheated and conned everybody. Continues to do it. Now, remember, the only singularly one story is his. There is no other story, just his. And that's why I can't wait for my mate to get there in Panglao next week and stand across the road from that intersection and take a video and send it to me. And I hope he does it. I mean, I can't guarantee that will happen. But if that does, we will certainly put it up on this channel and show you. There'll be no problem about that. A British expat in the Philippines commented, GD, why don't you stop the continued harassment of this guy? And then it stops there. Well, I don't know who this bloke is, and I couldn't give a shit. There's no continued harassment. He's a criminal in the United States. He's a criminal in the Philippines. And whoever you are in the Philippines, just a loser, because, you know, my experience, and I'll be honest, so many people that end up in the Philippines are retired losers on a pension with nothing. They own nothing. They have nothing. They're just a bunch of fucking losers who can't survive in their own country, and they end up in a third world country as the losers they are. And if you are like that, send me another message, fuckface. But no. I don't know. I just got that now. I don't know. I don't even know where it came from, Michael. Yeah, like, fuck it. I am sick to death of fucking losers. Now, Michael, you would know this yourself because you're a successful guy like I am. And how many dreamers do you know that want to go to the Philippines and you know, this bullshit fucking lifestyle that they think they can live between beautiful palm trees and have a cheap life with brown-skinned beauties feeding them cold beers and crushed coconut all day long. I mean, fuck me, Dad, you dumb motherfuckers. It doesn't exist. There is no lifestyle in the Philippines that works out like that. But you stupid, ignorant, fucked in the brain, old men, desperate motherfuckers think that that's what's going on. What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke. No brown skin lovely wants to have anything to do with you disgusting, pathetic, loser old men. Fuck off. And if you don't like it, like that fool that just sent me that message, up yours. I don't give a shit. Because, you see, here's the thing. I own 2.5 hectares of rice land. My Asawa does. Owns 2.5 hectares of rice land in Ubon, just down from Ubon. We own 2 huge residential properties, one on Mactan Island and 2 on Mactan Island. Okay, one just outside of Cordoba, half a kilometre down the road from the access to the CCLX, and one on the Quezon Highway in Lapu City. In Australian dollars, our land holdings in the Philippines is probably worth around about, I don't know, $500,000. We don't give a shit because it's all going to go to our kids when we die. They don't give a shit because they don't want anything to do with the Philippines. So we don't know what's going to happen to that land. We're probably going to have to gift it to Philippine relatives in the Philippines. Okay? Now, unlike all the losers that go over there with nothing, we own this beautiful home in casino. We own all our vehicles. We've got money in the bank. We've got investments. We're a little bit different to Boss Hogg, who leases a plot of land, who lies to everybody about selling it off to phantoms in Manila. I mean, it's beyond a joke. It's beyond a joke. The bullshit and the crap and the carry on that this man puts over the internet to other people so that they can mistakenly think that this is possible, that they can go over there and do the same. And that's why I'm here, to warn them. This guy's a fool. This guy is full of shit. It can't be done. Don't get sucked in. And if wankers like that last fool that sent me that last message thinks that I give a shit about what he thinks, go fuck yourself, you dumb motherfucker. And if you want to support and follow behind a criminal loser like Brian Smith, then you're the dumbest bastard on the planet. End of fucking story. Michael, what do you reckon?
All of what you say is true. And you did state quite a while back you would quit when the hog stops e-begging, thieving, fiddling and stealing, because he's a thief as well.
Look, I have no interest in going tit for tat. He said this, he said that on video after video. I can't be bothered. I realise now that Brian Smith is just a complete loser. He's just a complete loser and a con man. That's all he is. That's all he's ever going to be. It's all he ever was. My interest on the internet is to warn people that that's the case. That's it. Stay away from the fool. Have nothing to do with him because, look, Richard Laws paid his way for over a year, paid his salaries to his workers, paid his medical bills, paid his electricity bills, sent him money for food, everything. And before you could even turn on a dime, he shat on him, spat on him, spit him out backwards. How's that for grateful? Grace, who sent them ballot buying box after ballot buying box with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of goods in it. Fuck you, it's all rubbish. You've got no, I mean, the man has no moral. And the bitch of a fucking slag wife has got even less morals than he has. She is a total shrew. And she is exactly what she is. And that's how we started the channel, Grinding Coconuts. The drunken slut sitting there, grinding coconuts. Because that's all she's good for. She's just a cheap slut that this fucking loser foreigner picked up to get whatever he could fucking get. And all that was a cheap lease on a cheap piece of fucking shit land in Bohol. Why isn't she in Mindanao with a family? This is not Filipino. Everything about this stinks. The birth dates, the father, and if you go back to it and look at the videos she made, she talks about the life with the father, incest. Incest. Go and have a look at the playlist where she says, Brian forced me to make this video about my life, and she says that life with my father was incest. It's disgusting. Disgusting. The whole fucking lot of it is disgusting. The whole fucking lot of it. But at the same time he was on the internet carrying on with her, he was online with Marley, who he eventually got pregnant and then dumped, and his first Filipino-born son is living in poverty, and he doesn't give a shit. When was the last time you heard anything from him about his firstborn Filipino son? Nothing. He's an animal out for himself. And now his own son, the one that he's got to a woman who was 48 years of age at the time she gave birth to him, no wonder the kid's a Down syndrome or whatever he is. And what are they doing to give him any kind of a chance at life? Nothing. What kind of occupational therapy are they giving to that in the Philippines they call PWD, person with disabilities. Nothing. They have done nothing to help that child. He's nearly 6 years of age. He's still in nappies. He's still in diapers. For fuck's sake, lady and gentlemen. The guy is a loser. She's a loser. She's a cheap skank. And grinding coconuts is about all she's good for. Michael, I'm going to say good night and goodbye.
Yep.
Thank you for coming in. We're going to let the viewers think about this. Brian Smith is a piece of shit. His wife is a slag. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been kicked out of Mindanao and not willing to go back. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you next time. Michael, thank you for dropping in. I really appreciate it. It's great to see you as usual. You have a great time out there in Garden Kent. Everybody, thanks for dropping in. Tony and all the people in the chat, thank you so much for coming by. We'll catch you next time. See ya.
Mate. You have a good one.
Okay, selamat dong, sige. We're out of here. Bye.